Hi, this is Otto Penzler at the Mysterious Bookshop in New York City, down in Tribeca. And welcome to our weekly show about books and authors and collecting. The author I want to talk about today is Marcia Muller, who is unjustly neglected as a pioneer. When we generally talk about hard-boiled private eyes, women writing hard-boiled private eyes, we all know Sue Grafton with Kinsey Milhone and Sarah Paretsky with V.I. Warshawski were really transcendent parts of history for the detective novel, for the private eye novel in particular, for having created a platform for female writers that had only been used and populated by male writers for so many years. However, it's Marcia Muller who actually created the first series, Female Private Eye, in Sharon McCone. Excuse me. Her first book was Edwin of the Iron Shoes, which came out in 1977. The first Sarah Paretsky book, Indemnity Only, and the first Sue Grafton book, A is for Alibi, both came out in 1982, 5 years later. The first book that Marcia Muller wrote, Edwin of the Iron Shoes, was published by a small company called David McKay. An editor there read an unsolicited manuscript. Marcia Muller did not have an agent at the time, just submitted it, and the agent thought this was something really special and bought it. That editor was Michelle Slung, who has worked with me in the Mysterious Press for about 40 years. Unfortunately for Marcia, David McKay, after they published that book, stopped publishing mysteries. They joined with Washburn and became McKay Washburn and did not publish mysteries. So for the next 4 years, Marcia Muller, looked for another publisher and finally found St. Martin's Press. And St. Martin's did about quite a few books, mostly the Sharon McCone series. Here's an early title in that series. I think this is the fourth book or possibly the fifth. And she wrote some other characters too, Joanna Stark, etc. But she's really known for the Sharon McCone books. There are 35 books in the Sharon McCone series out of Marcia Muller's 50 or so books, as well as short story collections and anthologies that she produced frequently with her husband, the mystery writer Bill Pronzini. So here's an early book. The St. Martin's Press books, like the David McKay book, are small, they're slim, and they were done in fairly small quantities. And so they're fairly scarce. The early books are not easy to find, especially not in nice condition. So here's one, Leave a Message for Willie. St. Martin's Press is pretty easy to tell first editions, because like most modern publishers, and I know I talk about this every week, but not everybody watches every week, so I repeat myself a lot. They show on the copyright page a number sequence that should begin with the number 1, and that's how you know it's a first printing. Several of her books did go into second printings, and they start with the number 2. This, because it's a fine copy and jacket of an uncommon book, is $50. Here's the same book, same title, it's not the same book. It looks the same, but it's not the same. And it's also a first. You can see there's the copyright. But this jacket has faded on the spine, unlike this one. Look at the difference. You can see the better copy is bright red on the spine, and that copy is $50. Where it's faded on the spine, it's $20. Condition, condition, condition. After several years with St. Martin's, she moved to the Mysterious Press. I published her for many years, and I think she is still, Mysterious Press The old days of Mysterious Press, until I sold the company to Warner Books, which then became part of Hachette North America. They changed its name from Warner to Grand Central. So that old Mysterious Press no longer exists now. Mysterious Press that I run totally independently with Charles Perry, who's our cameraman today, also our producer, director, and driving force. But Grand Central Publishing still publishes her. She has stayed with that same parent company for all these years. Mysterious Press, as you can see, has slightly better covers. I don't want to gloat or anything, but there's St. Martin's, there's Mysterious Press. And Mysterious Press, because as everybody knows, I was a collector for a very, very long time. We always paid a great deal of attention to showing first printings, and we use the same system that most contemporary publishers did, which is a number sequence down to 1. The numbers got much bigger. We printed many, many more copies as she became more and more successful. And so Mysterious Press editions tend to be relatively inexpensive because the numbers were so big. She moved from about 3,500 copies at St. Martin's to about 35,000 copies with Mysterious Press. So the copies, there are many more copies. I've talked about this before as well, but you may not have seen it. I'm talking about this looks just like any other Mysterious Press book, but you can see there's no price on the dust jacket. That always tells you, almost always tells you, it's a book club edition, which is what this is. Same sheets, same pages, same paper, but as you can see, no number sequence on the copyright page. And it's $12.50, which is roughly the price of a trade paperback these days, but a nice hardcover copy. Later Mysterious Press books, still using the same, as far as I know, number sequence. And there you go, down to number 1, or starting with number 1, depending upon which way you read. And cover price $19.95, and the same, pretty much the same with this, While Other People Sleep. What was a little different about this is on the cover it says a Sharon McCone mystery, as almost all of the books did. You could see, there it is on the cover. It's on that cover. It's on that cover, Sharon McCone mystery. This one just says a mystery. I'm not sure why, but it is a Sharon McCone mystery. And some editor probably said, why don't we try something a little different? And they did. They left the series character off the cover. And again, it has a number sequence that begins with 1, and it's also jacket price, which is $23. Sharon McCone, who went to the University of Michigan, go Blue, also won a Grand Master Award for a Lifetime Achievement in 2005 or 6, I forget, and won the Seamus Award. She won numerous awards, Anthony Awards, Seamus Awards, but got the Lifetime Achievement from the Private Eye Writers of America as well, which is the Seamus. So she got a Lifetime Achievement there too. That's Marcia Muller. Thanks for watching.